Live from California, USA, the 102nd Annual Tournament of Roses Parade, saying Happy New Year to you all over the world. It's 1991, 8 o'clock New Year's morning local time here in Pasadena, California. It's a beautiful, crisp, clear morning, perfect for parading. Approximately 1 million people line the streets of this picturesque city in Southern California. A huge, excited crowd, waiting impatiently for the big parade to begin. The San Bernardino Mountains, ringing the city, a backdrop for beauty. There are helicopters and blimps overhead, loaded with television crews, and over 100 television cameras are here on the street, ready to send out the color and the sound of this exciting annual happening to an estimated 400 million people or more all over the world.
The 1991 Tournament of Roses marked the debut of Delta Airlines as a parade participant. But before we see the worldwide premiere of Delta's Bringing People Together float, let's take a closer look at just what was involved in making this year-long dream a reality.
Well, Jim Rutledge came to us in the first design meeting, and he came with the idea that he wanted to do the largest globe that had been presented in the Rose Parade in flowers. He also wanted the idea of having 14 dancers representing the 14 countries that Delta flies to as flags on these dancers. So what we came up with was the concept of doing a total performance piece that was very different and very forward for the Rose Parade, and we felt that forward is the one key word in designing the costumes, the concept of the float, and that this was the 1990s, and this was the first year of the 90s, in that it's a time when the world is coming together. We have the wall coming down in Berlin, we have perestroika, glasnost with Russia, and that the world is a smaller place. And on New Year's Day, it's a time when everyone comes together and celebrates new beginnings, and we feel that this float exemplifies that.
The Delta entry would have 2 levels of development. One was the float itself, which would evolve from this scale model into a structure which would have to be strong and large enough to support the 14 Delta dancers who would perform during the 5.5-mile parade route. The workmen and designers have molded the metal foundation of the float. At the same time, choreographer Jamie Nichols begins to shape her raw materials as we look in on the audition for the Delta dancers.
Okay, this is what we're going to do. This isn't turn around and face me. This isn't actually what you will be doing, obviously, but what we're trying to do is just see how you move, how you extend yourselves, the dynamicism of your movement and your energy. And as I said, if you didn't have a way of communicating other than just dance, this is what we want to see. Now, we're going to have limitations. We're going to be moving at 2.5 to 3 miles an hour down the road. One dancer at the highest point is going to be 18 feet in the air. On stairs that progress down. The person at the top at 18 feet in the air will be on a 2x3 platform. Each step will get progressively larger as we go down. So, obviously there are going to be some limitations to the movement, so what we need is a lot of dynamicism, a lot of energy exuding, a lot of happiness and joy. That's what this is all about. It's about bringing people together, being happy, sharing joy, sharing positive energy. And so just take what we're doing, keep it small, but open yourselves up to express this. So a lot of upper body movement, a lot of arm movement. This is not what I'm going to be showing you, is not what you're going to be doing on the float. Again, we just want to see how you move, what your focus is, how you look on camera, and stuff like that, okay? So let's turn around. Turn around. No. This is similar, okay? So, let your knees relax, let your head hang on your chest.
Nearly 200 Delta employees were auditioning for the 13 openings. As Jamie worked with her recruits, their moving stage was beginning to take on a life of its own. There would be 3 revamped car engines specially designed to power the float. Hydraulics and generators which would rotate and raise the huge globe 28 feet into the air. While the engineers checked the size of the cockpit, Other workers began to cover the structure in a cocoon-like fashion, some by hand and others by machine. And in just a few weeks, the Delta float would be ready for flowering.
The whole theme of the float is bringing people together, and what we tried to do was continue the design of the float. You'll see that there are airstream patterns of flowers coming off the globe, and the huge pillars with the beautiful floral displays from 14 different countries, the 14 different columns. So each one of these dancers will be wearing a flag representing one of the 14 countries that Delta flies to. And it was a challenge to me choreographically, again, because of the limited space and the level of the ramp. And so I tried to continue the design with arm movement, fluid movement, and yet to have some fun and energy. I wanted a sense of welcoming people, happiness, and energy.
Welcome.
Now just days away from the parade, the Delta dancers work out the intricacies of their routine.
Dance and joy. Welcome. Please join us, friends, in a journey that will bring together people sharing in music, dance, and joy.